Hello viewers and welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have another new episode and it's going to be quite interesting because it is evident from the title itself, which is what does it mean? Is China snooping on the Indian citizens? This new evidence has come to light after the New Kite Data Labs published an article written by Christopher Balding, Amal Sinha, and Joe Wu on September 1st, 2022. For the benefits of my viewers, I would like to mention about the credentials of Mr. Balding. Mr. Christopher Balding was a professor at the Fulbright University, Vietnam, and the HSBC Business School of Peking University Graduate School. He specializes in Chinese economy, financial markets, and technology. He is the founder of New Kite Data Lab think tank. He specializes in the most advanced cutting edge tech and economic data. Having lived in China and Vietnam for more than a decade, he has now relocated to United States and he is considered to be one of the best experts on China. And since Mr. Balding is the founder of New Kite Data Labs and it is eminent users think tank that does genuine research, we can rely on their work and data provided for their public consumption. What is China's game plan? In simple language, according to the US think tank, China is collecting voice samples from military sensitive regions of India, including Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab, and this is being collected through a Beijing based artificial intelligence company. This company has an intermediate entity in India which collects the sample and then sells it to the AI firm in Beijing for its use and analysis. To go by the essence of what the think tank suggests in their paper, it is obvious that not only from India but China is collecting voice samples of people globally wherever it has its own business interest. Kindly keep watching this video, you will come to know what exactly is China's game plan. What is this Beijing based AI company? According to New Kite Data Labs, Speech Ocean is a private Chinese firm serving large multinational technology clients. However, they also serve Chinese state military security institution with documented links to People's Liberation Army Strategic Support Force, commonly known as the Cyberwarfare Division, and the National Computer Network and Information Center, who is a major client and the largest outside shareholder. Not only that, New Kite Data Labs research paper suggests Speech Ocean gathers vast amounts of voice recording outside normal languages and in areas where China has strategic interests. New Kite Data Lab research paper also says, and I quote, our log shows significant voice data transfer not covered in this report to Speech Ocean servers from non-Chinese location with Chinese military presence. While we do not know specifically which language data has been provided to the Chinese security institutions, given the use to train models for use in automation functions, the highest probability purpose is for use in mass surveillance functions outside of China. Unquote. And being more India specific, the New Kite Data Labs paper has said, and I quote, we obtained data logs of voice files transfers from India to Speech Ocean servers in China. Speech Ocean works through local human resource firms in India to hire locals to record pre-scripted words, phrases, or conversations. These conversations are recorded on Speech Ocean app downloaded to the user's phone with voice files sent to China. Findings by New Kite Data Labs suggest that the data transfers were tracked back to three primary IP addresses. Firstly, to Alun Computing in Beijing, Ali Cloud in Hong Kong, and servers in Frankfurt, Germany registered to Alibaba, Singapore. Working through commercial and cloud providers potentially obscures the source and destination of data transfers, but also enables SpeechOcean to scale up data collection efforts if required. The data does not indicate that SpeechOcean is engaging in large voice collection, but rather seeking specific language or phrases from multiple users that are then sold to, among others, Chinese security services. According to New Kite Data Labs, SpeechOcean, in quotes, engages in artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, ML, and big data work, as well as data set collection for analysis and training by their softwares, unquote. This sounds normal, as it is a private entity doing legal business, but New Kite Data Labs further states that nominally it is a private company, yet a deeper dive reveals close link with Chinese state security. The military civil fusion model utilized by China is to engage in state directed activity through private firms, and that creates material risk for foreign countries. How deep rooted is the connection of SpeechOcean with Chinese military? New Kite Data Labs has specific reports about SpeechOcean that suggest the company provides key submarine related technology to Chinese military. The company website includes a video of Chinese President Xi Jinping touring a military installation equipped with its technology. That relationship highlights the extent of their access and integration within the Chinese state security apparatus. Behind the public facade of normal technology firms collaborating with widely recognized firms, SO also sells the People's Liberation Army Strategic Support Force, SSF, better known as the Cyber War Division. The overlap of a business between purely private and state objects is what has come to be referred to as military civil fusion firm. What does SpeechOcean say about Indian speech data? The SpeechOcean website, which is en.speechocean.com, itself has claimed as published on their website, and I quote, as one of the fastest growing countries in the world, India is always important for global technology companies. In the Indian market, the most difficult thing to overcome is the complicated languages. Due to the large number of nationalities and the long history of India, there are more than 1,000 languages and dialects. 60 million people. And it further says, in quote, in order to help the expansion of intelligent voice products in Indian market, SpeechOcean reserves a large number of existing speech data for the 5 languages, unquote. So viewers, it is proved, and SpeechOcean has officially accepted that it has deep interest in Indian languages. China has the habit of stealing data globally. If we go through media reports, it has been widely reported in various newspapers and social media that it is not just Chinese mobile application, but Chinese mobile phones, digital cameras, and other devices can potentially capture personal data of millions of Indians and share it with the Chinese government or bad actors. During the tension between India and China over Doklam, the issue of data theft came to light for the first time when the government of India, through the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, directed around 21 smartphone manufacturing companies to provide details about their security process. The list included almost all the major soft smartphone makers, including a few from Indian manufacturers. This step was taken to combat data security, and the Indian government decided to check on the data security procedures of the phone makers. A military official of Government of India had said, as it is published in the Economic Times, and I quote, "There is a need to ensure safety and security of mobile phone or smartphone that hold valuable information of users as they use the phone to make digital payments and have personal data." Unquote. The list of 21 smartphone makers included global players such as Apple and Samsung, and Chinese phone manufacturers like Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, Lenovo, and Yoni. More revealing details of snooping of the Chinese phone users came to light in an article published in Forbes.com website on April 20th, 2020, titled, in quotes, "Warning over Chinese mobile giant Xiaomi's recording millions of people's private web and phone use." Unquote. According to the article, Serlig, a seasoned cybersecurity researcher, had shared with Forbes some very serious and worrisome information about the Chinese mobile phone he was using. Serlig, speaking to Forbes, said his Redmi Note and 8 smartphone was watching much of what he was doing on the phone. That data was then being used to remote servers hosted by another Chinese tech giant, Alibaba, which were ostensibly rented by Xiaomi. He further stated that a very worrying amount of his behavior has been tracked, whilst various kinds of device data were also being harvested, leaving Serlig spooked that his identity and his private life was being exposed to the Chinese company. Serlig also suspected that his app use has been monitored by Xiaomi, as every time he opened an app, a chunk of information would be sent to a remote server. Another researcher who had tested Xiaomi devices, though was under an NDA to discuss the matter openly, said he had seen manufacturers' phone collect such data. When Forbes contacted Xiaomi for a response on Serlig's findings, Xiaomi said, I quote, "The research claims are untrue and the privacy and security is of top concern." Unquote. Adding to it, it said, in quotes, "strictly follows and is fully compliant with the local laws and regulations on user data privacy matters." Unquote. But a spokesman of Xiaomi had also confirmed it was collecting browsing data, claiming the information was anonymized, so wasn't tied to any identity. They said that users had consumed such tracking. Therefore, viewers, whatever question one puts forth to the Chinese phone companies or app companies, they will deny very fact that they don't store user data even after they have provided with evidence of data theft. Now moving further, as you all have come to know that the AI firm Speech Ocean has been collecting voice samples of Indians with, so now the pertinent question which arises, what will China do with it? Is China planning something huge? Is China going to use deepfake against Indians and people residing in countries China does business? Viewers, if you are not aware of deepfake, then let me make it amply clear that the term deepfake is making headlines all over the world in the present scenario. What is deepfake? Deepfake is a type of artificial intelligence used to create convincing images audio and video hoaxes. In simple word, deepfake content is created by using two competing artificial intelligence algorithms. One is called the generator, the other is called the discriminator, which means a person in an existing image or video is replaced with someone else's likeness. As we are aware of the fact that the act of creating fake content is not new, deep fakes leverage powerful techniques from machine learning and artificial intelligence to manipulate or generate visual and audio content that can more easily deceive ends. The threat is so real that Jordan Peele, an American actor, comedian, and filmmaker, created a deep fake video to warn the public about it. This video is created with Adobe After Effects and Fake App, a deep fake application. Please watch the video as we move further ahead.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they would never say those things. So, for instance, they could have me say things like, Killmonger was right, or Ben Carson is in the sunken place, or, how about this, simply, President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. Now, you see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele. This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. That's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources. It may sound basic, but how we move forward in the age of information is going to be the difference between whether we survive or whether we become some kind of fucked up dystopia. Thank you, and stay woke, bitches.
Now viewers, after you have watched this video, I think you must have realized how deepfake technology could change the game. As it develops and proliferates, anyone could have the ability to make a convincing fake video, including some people who might seek to weaponize it for political or other malicious purposes. Not only videos, viewers, deepfake can be used to create fake audio. Deep fake voice, also called voice cloning or synthetic voice, uses AI, artificial intelligence, to generate a clone of person's voice. The technology has advanced to the point that it can closely replicate a human voice with great accuracy in tone and likeness. How do you create fake audio? To clone someone's voice, you must have training data to feed into the AI models. This data is often original recordings or voice samples that provide an excellent example of target person speaking. AI can use this data to render an authentic sounding voice, which can then be used to speak anything that you type, called text to speech, or said called speech to speech. I came across a working paper titled Deep Fakes and Synthetic Media in the Financial System, Assessing Threat Scenarios by John Bateman. For the convenience of my viewers, Mr. John Bateman is a senior fellow in the Technology and International Affairs program at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. In his paper, Mr. John Bateman broadly outlines the scenarios where individuals or companies will undergo financial harms. Mr. Bateman, in his paper, has discussed how deepfake can target individuals, companies, markets, and regulatory structures. But I will be discussing with you the first category, that is individuals. It is because we as individuals need to understand how we can be a target of deep fake and what are the essential things we should follow to avoid getting attacked by this malicious deep fake artificial intelligence. John Bateman talks about various scenarios and role of synthetic media and its malicious technique to target individuals. First possibility is identity theft. Voice cloning or face swap video is used to impersonate a wealthy individual and initiate fraudulent transactions. Alternatively, it is used to impersonate a corporate officer and gain access to the database of personal information, which can enable large scale identity theft. Second, imposter scam. Voice cloning or face swap videos is used to impersonate a trusted government official or family member of the victim and coerce a fraudulent payment. Third, cyber extortion. Synthetic pornography of the victim is used for blackmail. Fourth, payment fraud. Voice cloning or face swap videos is used to impersonate a corporate officer and initiate fraudulent transactions. Fifth, stock manipulations via fabricated events. Voice cloning or face swap videos is used to defame a corporate leader or falsify a product endorsement, which can alter investors' sentiment. Since I have mentioned about this scenario, but again a pertinent point arises. Has the voice samples collected by China got something to do with deep fake voices? Let me explain you why we have to worry more. Thus, the scenario is explained through graphics courtesy Mr. John Bateman. According to Mr. Bateman, how deep fake phishing works, he talks about 4 steps, and I will run through them for you. Step 1, information gathering. A bad actor researches the targeted organization, includes a trustworthy authority figure, and collects samples of their voice, for example, from the online videos, voicemail, greetings, and or covert recordings. Step 2, voice cloning. The bad actor feeds the audio samples into an artificial intelligence algorithm that learns to mimic the trusted authorities figure's voice. Step 3, phishing call. The bad actor calls a colleague of the trusted authority figure using a spoofed phone number and controls the synthetic voice with a keyboard. Step 4, fraud. The bad actor manipulates the phone call recipient into releasing sensitive data or funds. What can be the worst case scenario? Let's take an example of synthetic media scenario. Deep fakes could enhance the realism of imposter scams. Scanners might clone the voice of a specific individual, such as victim's relative or a prominent government official known to many victims. A sophisticated scam operation might involve cloning the voice of all top politicians, robo-dialing many victims, and automatically simulating the appropriate politician's voice based on a victim's area code. Alternatively, scanners could also use artificial intelligence technology to synthesize a generic voice rather than clone a specific person. Far away, scanners could generate a voice that mimics local accents or that sounds vaguely similar to a well known actor or celebrity, therefore creating an air of trustworthiness with some victims. Looking at such scenario provided by researchers and going by everyday media reports of China stealing data of millions of citizens across the globe, may it be financial details or personal details, including photos and video and anything that is there in the phone or an individual, it is very difficult for us to assess what is China going to do and what will be the impact or outcome of any nefarious move it undertakes. But whatever China is going to do will have huge ramifications. It might break the financial backbone of nations or create a chaotic situation in some countries. It is time the nations should prepare themselves to deal with such hybrid cyber warfare. This is all which I have for you today. If you like this video, please click on the like button and please do subscribe to my channel. In order to get instant updates, click on the notification button. Thank you for your time. Have a good time ahead. Till we meet again. Bye bye.